Hello, my name is Shalimar Steinberg, and today I will be covering the first of our draw commands. So we will be talking about lines, polylines, and splines. The line command is one of the most basic commands in AutoCAD. It allows you to create an object which has a start point and an end point and a line connecting them. If we go into the line command, it will then, click on it, and it will give us our first direction in the command bar, which is to tell us where the line should start. For this example, I'm going to tell it to start at 1, tab 1, which means one block over to the Y and up, over to the X and up to the Y. And go ahead and start it there. And then I'm going to make my distance a distance of 5, and I'm going to go ahead and accept the 90-degree angle that it's showing me, and hit accept. Now I haven't hit enter, so I have not ended the command. That means that I can still connect more segments. However, with the line command, it's important to note that while the segments are attached to each other, they are considered separate objects in the drawing. This is important for purposes of selecting them and editing them later. So I'm going to go ahead and do another line that's 5, and this one I'm going to do at a 45-degree angle. So I typed in both of those numbers and hit enter, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a 5 over, and a 0-degree angle, and 5, and a 45-degree angle. And the reason that I can type in 45 and it knows what I'm doing is because I have the mouse dragged down in that direction. If I have it dragged up, it will do 45 degrees that way. If I want to be sure that it goes down, I can also do negative 45. So I can hit enter on that. And then I can do the 5 straight down, and then straight over, and close this object. Now I hit enter, or in this case I right-clicked the mouse and used that as an enter. Now when I hover over these to select them, you will see that each line segment is a separate piece. So the line command is very simple, but very important as far as drawing objects correctly. The next command is polyline. And the way that a polyline differs is that when you use a polyline and you create separate line segments, so for example, I'm going to just come over a distance of 2 here, and I'm going to go ahead and draw the same shape. So up 5, and 5 up, and 45 degrees, 5 over, 5 and 45 degrees, and then down 5, and close, and then enter. Now, when I hover over this one, you see that the entire thing lights up. So for a polyline, what it does is treats each segment as part of one object. So you can draw them in different shapes, but as far as manipulating them, i.e. if I select this and move part of the shape, the entire shape will go with it. Whereas on this one, if I select one and move it, that's the only piece that will move. This can be really useful for drawing things that you want to be treated as one piece so that they scale up or down in size equally by percentage, etc. If you need to turn a polyline into a regular line, all you have to do is select it like I have here, and then use this button right here, which is explode, and that will turn it back into the individual line segments. Now you can also give a polyline width. If I click on polyline, and you see it says specify the start point, I can do that, and then once I've done that, you see that on the command line here, it's giving me different options. And the options are to create an arc in my polyline, or I could tell it a length specifically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a width, so I could also just type the letter W, but I can click here. Now it's asking me what the starting width would be. So if I were to say my starting width is 0, and then my ending width is another width that has an actual amount, then it would create kind of an arrowhead shape, because the 0 would start with basically no width, and then it would get wider as it went along. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to say 0, and then I'll say end at 1, And as I drag it out, you see that it's making kind of an arrowhead shape. Now if I click here and then I continue drawing the line, it stays at that 1. But the nice thing is that if you draw, for example, a corner, when you end the command, so if I were to hit enter here, it fills in those corners for you. So this can be really nice if you want to draw a path or a wall width or something like that that's going to be filled in and have a distinct width. But what you have to know is that the line that you're doing your measurements off of is the center of this shape. And then if you want to go back to a polyline that has a regular width, you would have to again go in, start your line, and then go back to width until it's 0 and 0 in order to get a new length. Alright, and the last one is going to be the spline, and that is down here. It is a polyline in shape, but it has vertices that allow you to create curves. So I can click here, and then I can pull against those to create a curved line. And then I can keep doing curves off of it using these vertices points and create really interesting curved shapes that are all one line. So all of these line segments, when I say enter, just like a polyline, highlight as one object. This can be great for, say, a path through a park or the outline of a kidney-shaped pool or something like that, or an irregularly shaped object. The other option with splines is to do what we call fit points, which is very similar. You start here, and where you go, then you drag the line away from that point instead of dragging it against the 2 points. And you can give a length for this as well, and specific angles that you want to do by using your type in boxes there. Alright, that's the end of this video.